All right, let's move on to the spotlight game this week. Today, we're going to be talking about Stalk Exchange, which came out in 2024 from the Op Games designer Christopher Ryan Chan, and the artist is Diana Beltrán Herrera. 2 to 5 players, 45 minutes, ages 10 plus. This is going to be a family game. In the vibrant gardens of the Community Hedge Fund, cunning gardeners vie to grow the most valuable blooms. Will you plant the seeds of profit, trade shrewdly, or manipulate the market to cultivate the ultimate floral fortune? In Stalk Exchange, players take the role of gardeners, planting and trading flowers to build a hidden portfolio of valuable stocks. Each player starts with a random portfolio of flower tokens, a garden shed to keep everything hidden, and a few seedy business tokens for special actions. Gameplay unfolds on a garden board and market board where players aim to increase the value of their chosen flowers, dahlias, daffodils, globe masters, snowdrops, or tulips. On your turn, you take 2 basic actions. You can plan to select a flower token from the Stalk Exchange and place it bulb side up in an empty garden space. Surround the group of flowers with bulbs to harvest them, boosting their value on the market track. Or you can swap to trade a flower token from your portfolio with one on the Stalk Exchange, adjusting your holdings to match the rising trends. You can't plant directly from your shed, so swapping is key. You can repeat the same action or mix them, and at any point spend seedy business tokens for extra actions, like flushing the exchange to refresh all flowers. But spend wisely. These tokens don't replenish. After action, an upkeep phase flips bulbs to flowers if they have space, harvests surrounding flowers to increase their market value, and updates the market track. The game ends when harvested flowers meet or pass the highest stock value token. Then, in a twist, the highest value flower crashes, having its worth. Players reveal their portfolios, multiply each flower's count by its final value, and total their scores. The gardener with the most points wins. Can you outmaneuver your rivals to grow a blooming empire, or will your portfolio wither when the market crashes? So that is how you play Stalk Exchange. Michael, what do you like about this one?
I really like the components, Doug.
That was the first thing I put on my list too.
Yeah, this is a game where I kind of thought I was going to like it. I mean, we saw it at Gen Con. I am a fan of stock games, whether it's Stockpile or Speculation has been a game of the week here on the show in the past. I like being able to buy, sell, manipulate. But what I really like is attention that builds to the final turn, because you have, one of the flowers that is pushing ahead, but whatever is the highest at the end gets halved. So there's that tension of, I think I know what the other person has, but I don't really know what flowers they're holding on to, especially if I'm playing with more than just one player. I think I can have an idea, but I really like that flow of the game, and it happens fairly quickly. What did you say is the overall gameplay of this that they advertise?
About 45 minutes.
Yeah, and most of the games that we've played and that I've played online in Board Game Arena have been right around a half hour. So good little game, great tension that's happening at the table. How about you? What stands out for you, Doug?
Well, I think it's a very interesting game, although it's not my go-to stock market game. It really has one that you can manipulate, that manipulation aspect is down. A lot of the games are, trying to predict what may happen. This one actually has the manipulation of moving which flowers are going to become more valuable and things like that. And it's manipulation with what you have in your portfolio, so changing that out from time to time, along with, placing those flowers out onto the board. But then there's the spatial element to that, right?
Yeah.
That's not just, the values of these are increasing. It's like, the values of that will increase if they blossom and you can get them off of the board and into the track there to increase their value. And I like that about that game, because there are parts where you can this is going to be hard to complete. And so you can kind of stack stuff in a corner.
If it gets if it gets too big on your tableau, if all of a sudden you have like 15 roses out in front of you, that's going to be hard to actually close it off and score it? Or what do you mean?
Correct.
It's going to be hard
Yes.
to complete?
To harvest them in order to add their value to the market board. Otherwise, they just stay there, and they can only complete if are fully surrounded.
Yeah.
And sometimes and when it becomes a cluster, the whole cluster needs to be surrounded. So you can get this really big thing of 5 or 6 roses all bundled together, but it just keeps getting manipulated in a way those are never going to blossom and never go up in value. And so there's this weird spatial part of the game is how you manipulate the stocks, as opposed to a lot of games where it's just, oh, I'm playing these cards down, or we're picking these cards up, so there's more variety, more available, or we're adding routes. This one feels unique in that there is a real spatial level of this board into how you manipulate the market. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, the other thing that I like about that is you have 2 bonus actions that are available through the entire game. So on my turn, if I get a sense that either, this thing is going to end quickly, or I'm really in trouble because I don't have any of the stocks that are certainly going to score points, you can actually trade out from the stocks that you have, as Doug mentioned in the overview, versus the stocks that you've planted. So as potential stocks are coming up that I could plant, and I'm drawing those, I can swap those as an action, which early in the game, it's like, why would I ever do that? But then as soon as you start to see what's scoring out, it's like, well, I've got to get a couple points here. So I guess even for folks who are risk adverse, or who want to take a very prudent approach, you're able to do that. You have some options to do that.
Yeah. Great game. Anything else that you want to talk about before we move on?
I do. There's one other thing that I want to say. I led with the production value, or with the production of the components and how good it is. I mentioned that I really like stock games, so I was biased and kind of thought that this is one that I was going to like. But folks, if you've only played this on Board Game Arena, the wooden pieces, the cloth bag, the actual being able to move things around and manipulate, it's top notch for bang for your buck type game. I almost feel like there's something with flowers and components. Planted was a game from Phil Walker Harding and Buffalo Games where it's like, man, how did they get this at this price point? And I feel that same way about Stalk Exchange with the op. And if you're trying to spell that at home, it's STALK, Stalk Exchange. So pardon our Wisconsin accent if some of that's coming in with either one of us. But no, great game, fun game, and a hidden gem. I mean, right now currently ranked 9,424 on Board Game Geek at the time of this recording. And I hope it doesn't just disappear. A 2024 release that I hope sticks around. The last thing that I wanted to add, very easy to teach. This is a dead simple teach. You can take 2 or 3 practice turns, and then, okay, now we're going to start over and we're going to play proper. So,
and the components, has the feel of a deluxe game, even though it's not deluxe. Is the way I would kind of put it, where you're opening it up and the wood pieces and everything fitting together. You're like, wait, this isn't like a deluxe Kickstarter version. The components are really good. So that is our spotlight game this week, Stalk Exchange from the Op Games.